Hello, Internet. My name is Tipsy Villain, and welcome to part 5 now of Long Live the Queen. In our previous episode, we determined to face the Shanjians who are planning to invade us ourselves to lead our fleet in our naval battle. Now, this is our last week to prepare. I guess we're pretty much in the end game now. Feeling willful, that's good. Okay, we don't really need a military boost, so we're just gonna keep our magical girl outfit on. Other than that, I don't know what else will benefit us. I'm guessing foreign intelligence would be useful. And what else do we have a bonus in? Foreign intelligence would be useful. Okay, I guess foreign intelligence and trade, since I don't really know what else to study. Okay, let's go! See what happens. Hopefully we won't die. We might die. The Queen of Shanjia is wedded to a non-noble, a court musician whom she initially took as a consort, barring any offspring from inheriting the throne. She has since passed new laws to give not only their children, but also the man himself an equal claim to the crown. Rumor has it that the king of Shanjia has become the true power behind the throne, and that he may also have the powers of a lumen. He is a controversial figure within the domain, but ministers who speak against him have been known to disappear. Okay, I'm going to watch out for this fellow. Okay, you have nothing more to learn about foreign intelligence, so I guess we're as prepared to face the Shanjians as we'll ever be. Trade. The second most important seaport in the domain is Ursulia, on the Theku Bay. Ursul is the only duchy with no access to the Kavala River. Over 100 years ago, a canal was constructed through eastern Lila so that ore from the Elath could be safely transported past the rapids. The duchy financed the canal's construction and still receives a toll. Oh. So willful hurts economics. Oh! Danger on the high seas! Whoa! Oh, damn. Like the dramatic music. Okay. Ships close in on each other, angling into range. You take your position with a spyglass, watching the enemy movements closely and doubting out any necessary changes of plan. The Shanjians outnumber you slightly, but it could all come down to strategy. Your skill in long-range magic makes you as effective as a cannon and more maneuverable, but there is still only one of you. The eventual outcome is a hard-fought victory! Yes! Ha ha ha! Take that, invaders! You have repelled the invasion fleet, driving the survivors back across the sea. You and your soldiers are heroes, and Nova is safe once more. Yes! Oh! Nice! Damn! So smooth. Oh, we are super cheerful. We really need to decrease cheerful and decrease willful. Okay. How do I decrease willful? Nothing decreases willful. Yielding. Is there anything that goes minus willful? Come on. Okay. Play with toys. That's fine. Oh, she's super cheerful. I don't know. I don't like us being cheerful. What does? Just want to see if I'm wrong about what that helps. I know it hurts intrigue and military. Not that that matters at this point. It hurts weapons, but it helps athletics. Should probably learn how to swim. Should also probably learn some medicine. Might want to focus, since we almost got poison, focus on poison first. Production and poison. Maybe swimming. Swimming and poison. Classes, since we might as well use this cheerful bonus while we can. In case someone tries to drown us. I don't know. Done. Okay. Poison. The first treatment for most ingested poisons is to purge the stomach by forcing the victim to eat charcoal. Sounds fun! You get comfortable in the water, splashing around and holding your breath. We have obtained a number of Shanjian prisoners who survived the naval battle. A few are from wealthy families and can be ransomed, but most are common sailors and soldiers. What do you intend to do with them? Execute them all! Oh, jeez. Say... Ransom the rich, execute the poor! Yeah! Ransom back the ones whose families will pay! Kill the rest! Yeah, that's what you get for invading, assholes! I don't need them clogging up my prisons, they're of no use to me. Very well. We don't really need to recruit anybody because we offered positions in that tournament. You see? Okay, we need to decrease cheerful. 10 service! Still so despicably happy. Did that actually hurt any? Oh. Yeah, we need to decrease lonely as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe I still want to learn economics, maybe some more production and poison. Production, medicine, poison, economics, production. There, I don't know what else is going to happen in this last couple of days. So, certain poisons will counteract each other such that either on their own will kill the victim, but combined they won't. If a victim is stabbed with a poisoned spine of a sea urchin, the spine must be removed carefully and the affected area soaked. You learn that the wool from Hellas travels north to cotton-growing mead. You learn that the sand from Mari travels north to Caloris. Now that the issue of prisoners has been dealt with, an enormous festival is held all over Lampsey Island to celebrate your victory over Shanjia. People are hanging your portrait outside their homes and decorating it with flowers like a shrine. Oh yeah, that's right, that's how it's done. I'm liking this. Everyone loves you! Yes! Nice. Okay. Seriously. Ooh, we can visit Juliana. Psst, I need to talk to you. What is it? The priestess, Selene. She's a lumen. I can sense it. I know. Well, yeah, I mean, if she's Juliana's girlfriend, I mean, it makes sense. They meet and bond over magic. Like, Willow and Tara. I need to go rewatch Buffy. What do you mean you knew? If you knew that, why didn't you tell me? You didn't need to know. Your job is managing the domain. Some of us have other duties. Our missions have passed down for centuries, little princess. Don't you patronize me! I can have you beheaded. I can do whatever I want. I'm the queen. Everyone loves me. Well, soon to be queen. We are here to train you. You don't need to know any more than that. Do I actually have to watch out for her? Because there was a hint in the beginning that our father hated her. Okay. Skills. What's lore? Lore. Okay. Ah, jeez. Economics. I'll study economics and I'll study some lore. That's good. That'll be useful. Okay. I just need to decrease cheerful. Economics. Okay, now faith, lore, economics, skills. What's my lowest one in economics? It's trade, classes, trade. There we go. Almost done. We've almost made it. Just like 3 weeks left. Only a lumen can channel magic, and only with the help of an attuned crystal. The ability to control a crystal seems to be inherited, so crystals can be passed upon the lumen's death. The rise of annual fairs helps draw craftspeople and performers to different locations around the domain. Disruptions of sea trade would be disastrous. Okay. Time has slipped by so quickly. Only 2 weeks remain before your birthday celebration and your official coronation as queen. Have you done enough to build a stable nova? You're just gonna leave it at that? Do I have to worry about dying in this next week? Need to decrease cheerfulness and decrease loneliness. What counteracts lonely? Pressured. Okay. Attend court. Still despicably cheerful. Oh no. All of a sudden I don't trust my advisors. This is not good. This is not good at all. This might be bad. She's secretly plotting against me this entire time. It seemed like she was helping me. Oh no. I'm beginning to second guess myself. Don't want to second guess myself. Don't want to second guess myself at all. Okay. Skills. Production. Production is very important. Production and more lore. Okay, let's go! The kings and queens of Nova have all been lumens for centuries, but in modern times, magic is only used for ceremonial occasions. Long, long ago, the continent of Borealis was ruled over by a single witch king. Like the Witch King of Angmar? Until a rival line of lumens challenged for the crown. The resulting war went on for 100 years. You have unlocked a new outfit! Okay, doesn't really matter at this point, hopefully. You learned that the forests in Ursul are regularly harvested for timber, but trees in Kigal are left to grow, because in their shade grow the smaller trees whose seeds produce coffee and chocolate. You learn that an enclave of druids gathers herbs from Merva and Mazomba. You learn about the secret combinations of metals that must be carefully heated and worked to create woot steel. You have nothing more to learn about production, because we are so smart, don't even know what to do with ourselves. The castle is buzzing with preparations for your upcoming coronation. Ministers press you with details for your favorite colors and flowers, and so on. If I die right now, I'm going to be so pissed. You can't really see the point of wasting time worrying about decorations when there's so much else to worry about. Others are more interested in the subject of your marriage. Whomever you decide to marry will be elevated to the highest ranks of the nobility, which could mean a major shift in the balance of power. Therefore, everyone is talking about the top candidates, even though you're under no obligation to marry so young. Talarst, the Duke of Sedna, is one option. Certainly expressed interest in marrying you earlier. Your union would bring stronger ties to the domain of Talassi and improve the situation along the Elath border. Of course, he made that situation bad in the first place because we wouldn't marry him, so I'm certainly not going to now. However, your earlier rejection of him would seem to make that less likely. Then there is Banyan, the Duke of Mari, a powerful and eligible noble only about 10 years older than you. That's the guy who toasted us because we helped him out in the border skirmish. And then there's Kieran, the new Duke of Lila. He is close enough to your age that you remember meeting him at school, where he was already becoming quite handsome. Lila is a powerful territory, and he has family ties to much of Nova. It would be a good match. Nevertheless, I totally murdered the Duchess of Lila, so I don't know. Yeah, except of course that I totally murdered his mother. If he ever found that out. Then there's Linley from Kigal, whom he dances with at the gala. He's only 2 years older than you and a nice fellow. He's not the official heir to Kigal. His father has so far refused to name one, waiting to see which one of his children is most talented and dedicated to the duchy. But whether he inherits it or not, he will at least have strong ties to that region. Then there is Kevin, the Earl of Io. Though he's only an earl, his family connections can make him politically useful. Unfortunately, he also seems to be batshit crazy. There's little Adair, the eventual Duke of Elath, although at 12 he's only a child. At least he's almost old enough to understand the concept of romance. Some people think you ought to marry Gwenelle's half-brother Ansiet, who hasn't even turned 9 yet. There are 2 or 3 minor earls around the age of 20 who might be passable alternatives, and of course you could decide to ignore noble traditions entirely and marry a commoner, if you are prepared to deal with the uproar. While you will need to marry eventually, you are still very young. You can put this decision off until later. However, a clear succession contributes to the stability of your domain. Are you leaning towards any option? To be perfectly honest, I'm leaning towards Banya. He was quite useful. He was quite useful in... he toasted us at the ball. None of these other people have done anything for us. However, we don't need to get married at all. We're certainly not marrying Talarist or Kevin. Adair caused the whole conflict. Kieran's mother we murdered. I have no idea who this Unsiet guy is. Let's marry Banya. He seemed to be a fan of the military stuff, and that could be useful to us in our quest to become an evil overlord. There's no time to pursue that thought at the moment, but perhaps in the future. Okay, visit dungeons, no effect. Minus lonely, okay. Yeah! Woot! Week 40, is it done? Is it over? I feel like, I thought it was only 40 weeks, but is it like 52 weeks? Cause, no, I said it was only, our coronation thing was only 2 weeks away, so. Stand to reason. I don't even know what I want to study. It's like I know everything already. Maybe poison and lore. Classes, lore, poison, in case someone else tries to fucking murder us. Okay. Legend has it that long ago, a horde of Yevgeny on the back of a tentacled monsters rode into the Valley of Mead, laying waste to all in their path. Awesome! It is possible to become immune to the venom of a particular snake by routinely ingesting very small amounts. That is true. However, this protection is temporary. Okay. Cinnabar dust causes tremors, anxiety, and eventual death if ingested over a long term. It's mostly a problem for minors. Your skill in poison is now 50. You may not increase the skill until your other medical skills are 25 or higher, but the game is virtually over. At this time last year, you were celebrating your 14th birthday. You were in the school garden surrounded by your friends. A teacher brought you tea and cakes, while a wealthy merchant's son wove a crown of flowers for your head. Sounds lame. Then again, I spent pretty much half of Don't Starve weaving beautiful flower garlands for manly man Wolfgang, so whatever. It didn't matter so much that you were a princess then. Your title was something for the future. Many of your peers would be duchesses or earls or the like someday, but not then. You were children. Your parents could not attend on the actual day, but they did send wonderful gifts, some for you and some for you to share. And a week later they came for a visit, and your mother took you with her through the countryside in a splendid carriage. It was the last time you would ever see her. You wonder if, wherever she is, she can see you now. You are 15 years old, a legal adult. Great! Time to hit the booze! You have worked and studied and suffered and prepared, and now the time has come. Yes! You kneel before the priestesses, barely hearing the words as she recites the blessings. Ah, nice! She calls upon the gods to deliver peace, wisdom, and prosperity to you, and through you to all of Nova. And then she calls upon you for your oath of rulership. Will you guide and govern and protect your people to the best of your ability, according to law and custom? I will. Will you, to the best of your power, uphold the ideals of love, honor, justice, and mercy? Well, I can't say stuff about love more than cruel, cold-hearted pragmatism, but no matter, I will. Lords and ladies assembled, I present to you your undoubted queen, who has sworn you her loyalty. You have come to give homage. You who have come to give homage, will you do the same? One at a time, the head of each duchy approaches your throne and kneels to swear his or her service to you and your heirs. People of Nova, I give you Elodie, daughter of Fidelia, your true sovereign. What say you all? Long live the queen! Long live the queen! Long live the queen! Yes! Oh! Thank you, I will. Woot! We made it! Once his daughter was secure on her throne, Jocelyn returned to his birthplace to focus on his duties as Duke of Caloris. He was pursued by many women, but showed little interest in remarrying, directing them instead to his brother, the Duke of Mazomba. The subject of magic and lumens remained a slightly uncomfortable one for the citizens of Nova. Perfectly fine for the queen, who had inherited it by divine right, but not something that other people should be aspiring towards. Look at all the terrible things that had happened when that power fell into the wrong hands. They're referring to that guy who escaped execution. As an openly acknowledged lumen, Juliana, Duchess of Ursul, was met with public suspicion when she journeyed outside of her duchy. At times, that suspicion was accompanied by thrown vegetables. It did not matter that Elodie supported her fully as a member of the noble court. That only led the commoners to whisper that Juliana was a bad influence on their queen. Juliana's perpetually unmarried state was even more worrying to those with wagging tongues. What if that influence rubbed off on the queen and left Nova with no heir? So what? You got a problem with lesbian queens? Let me tell you this. Lesbian queens are the best queens outside of drag queens. There, it's the truth. I said it. Not taking it back. The loss of their fleet was a terrible setback for Shanjia. However, as with a garden weed, if the root is not burned out completely, the infestation may return even worse than before. The king of Shanjia had somehow escaped either drowning or capture and returned to his homeland to plot revenge against Nova. Raising a new army put a strain on the Shanjian royal treasury, which brought internal tensions among the former city-states to the fore. It would be some years before Shanjia could manage to field a conquering horde again. Yeah, put you in your place! Elodie proposed marriage to Banyan, the Duke of Mari, and was eagerly accepted. The marriage was a lavish affair, the groom showing himself off in the best possible romantic light. After the wedding, matters were not always so rosy. The king had his own political agenda, and maintaining her authority was a constant struggle for Elodie. Managing a country is always a juggling act, but Elodie had mastered the art of being one step ahead of the game. Her information network allowed her to predict the moves of her enemies and outmaneuver them, allowing Nova to gain a little more power and prestige every time. And thus Queen Elodie's legacy stretched into the future. Yeah! That was awesome! I give mad props to the musicians and artists. The soundtrack on this game was quite lovely. And, of course, I already said I love the anime art style, but everyone in this game looked adorable. It's sad that Banyan was not a perfect choice of marriage, but oh well. It's probably better than marrying nobody, and honestly, of the people we saw, he was probably the least bad. Better than Talarist, that asshole. Screw you, Talarist! Okay, final thoughts. This game was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it. I would highly recommend it to anyone. Don't be put off by like the sort of quote-unquote girly art style. This is quite a fun game. You can play it from a more militaristic / intriguey / paranoid way like I did. There are other stuff you can do. Sure, save. Why the hell not? Okay. You can try to achieve everything in the checklist. See, we have achieved a naval victory, made a foreign duke our subject, not sure how that happened. The crowned queen. When I played by myself, I had a civil war, but there's other stuff you can do. You can force someone to get married, discover a terrible family secret. Whoa, what's happening? What's happening? Okay. Also, you could try to collect all the deaths. That would also be quite fun. You know, I know you can get killed by the tentacle monsters we heard about. And this is the only death so far I have unlocked, but the chibi death portraits are quite hilarious. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This was Long Live the Queen. If you want to check it out, download is in the description below. If you want to if you have a moment to vote to greenlight this on Steam, if you could do so, that would be very helpful to the makers of this game. Anyway, Said I'm Tipsy Villain? If you liked what you saw, click like or subscribe, and be sure to tell all your friends about me on your social media account. If you didn't like what you saw, tell no one.